This is Mr. HoneyBun reporting from the big clouds in the sky. I've sent my family a very special surprise gift, which we'd like to share with you now. I, Mr. HoneyBun, am proud to present to you my big surprise. Meet Miss HoneyBun Jr. and baby Gustavo. Straight from Rattie Heaven, I sent these two precious babies to my family. First, let me just be clear here, my family is definitely not replacing me. I personally sent these two beautiful ratties to my family, and I know that my family will love them and care for them just as they did with me. I didn't want my family to be ratless for too long, so even though I have only been gone for a short while, despite it feeling like forever, when I came across these two, I knew they belonged with my family, so I brought them together. So now, let me tell you how I brought them together. Mama spent weeks staring at my empty rat mansion, as we call it, and every time she'd look at it she couldn't help but to feel an overwhelming wave of depression. So much so that she would have to try and shield her eyes from viewing my empty home. Even though Mama still has hamsters and guinea pigs in her life, having no rats just made her heart feel like it had holes in it, holes that needed to be filled. So, I decided it was time for new rats to join our Rodent Rascals Adventures family. As soon as Mama brought them home, she gave them each a dose of revolution, because she wasn't going to take any risks. After our summer nightmare last year, everyone gets a monthly dose now, and whenever a new family member first arrives, it's even more vital because you never know what they may or may not have come into contact with. Luckily, these two cuties didn't mind having to get the revolution dose even though they tried shaking it off afterwards. They were absolutely perfect angels. Their drive home, them getting their revolution dose to keep them protected, and then them being handled to transport them from their carrier to their new home. They were perfect little angels through it all. You can see on Miss HoneyBun Jr.'s nose that she appears to have some porphyrin showing, and baby Gustavo also had something going on with his nose. If you recall from my health updates, porphyrin showing on a rattie's nose means they are stressed in some way, which may or may not be a health concern. Baby Gustavo not only had some porphyrin, he also had a little bit of a wet nose, so they had a bit of a rough start already. I'll fill you in more on that shortly. Miss HoneyBun was totally relieved to finally be in her new home, and she was shocked to discover how rich she is as she gets to live in a ratty mansion now. Baby Gustavo was so glad he got to bring his new friend Miss HoneyBun with him to live here. He had actually just met Miss HoneyBun right before Mama brought them home. They were incredibly stoked to be living together, only at this point, Mama was under the impression that they were both males, as she had been told. Since she hadn't been able to handle them long enough to check parts out at this point, she was not yet aware of the little prank I was playing on her. I knew she wasn't going to go home with these two if she knew they were opposite sexes, so can you blame me for pranking her? They were so excited about checking everything out, but it took them a long time before they decided to explore the higher levels. They wouldn't leave this bottom main deck for the first couple days, and Mama had to finally move their food and water to this level to ensure they were getting everything they needed. They're so cute and really funny. I know I send the right rats to my family. And let me get back to explaining how I brought them to meet Mama. So as I mentioned, Mama was feeling too much depression having to look at my empty home. I knew Mama wanted to be respectful and wait some more time before even looking for any other ready friends, but when I came across these two gems, I knew it was time, so I hopped into Mama's dreams the one night and she woke up feeling up for looking around. Mama strongly believes in whatever is meant to be will happen, and she's always gotten a strong "you're the one" feeling whenever meeting a new family member. I sent Mama out on a mission to look at potential new family members, and she didn't seem to have much luck at first. I was determined to help her find the right rats though, so I sent her out searching 2 days in a row. Then I gave her a day off, and sent her back out the next day for a third time. The first time she went out to look, she met two non-furry cute baby girls. But Mama had never had female rats before and she never came across naked ones, but they weren't the ones anyway. Mama was considering the furless babies though, and she even did research to learn more about their needs for care. And she realized she was being silly because the only difference between furry rats and furless rats is the fact that the furless rats have more sensitive skin and may require special lotion from time to time. When Mama first met the furless rats, she had also met baby Gustavo. He was all by himself, and made Mama think of how she found me all by myself, so she tried to picture how she might take home baby Gustavo and the two hairless rats. But since they were opposite sexes and Mama was hoping to not have to separate anyone this time, she just wasn't getting that "you're the one" feeling like she normally would. But I already knew baby Gustavo was the one. So I sent Mama out a third time and surprised her big time. She thought she had a plan in place for bringing home the 2 females and baby Gustavo, but little did she know, because when she arrived she spotted the 2 females were still there, but when she went to see if baby Gustavo was still there she was shocked to discover that not only was he still there but he had a friend with him. She almost took all 4 rats, but her ideal situation was to be able to not have to divide the ratty mansion this time, so she decided to take baby Gustavo and his friend since she was already familiar with furry male rats and they reminded her of me. But she had no idea that Miss HoneyBun Jr. was a miss someone totally messed up and had her mark wrong. But Miss HoneyBun Jr. was the one, and so I had to play this prank on Mama, because otherwise she never would have gone home with the ones she was truly meant to be with. Miss HoneyBun and baby Gustavo had only just met right before meeting Mama, but luckily they became instant besties. They were a little nervous coming home, but they were super friendly and super excited to have a human Mama, and they very much instantly fell in love with Mama. Mama always gives new family members 24 full hours to check out their new forever homes and to not be handled, so the first 24 hours, these 2 only were handled once, to transport them from the carrier to their new home. Mama makes everything go as quickly as possible so they can relax in their new home. So Mama drove them home, which was a short ride. She had already had everything set up for them, so there was no waiting around, and giving them their revolution only took a couple minutes altogether. So they were in their new forever home within about 20 to 30 minutes from the time she got them. Once their first 24 hours was up, Mama began introducing herself to them a bit more and she gave handling them a try. They both did excellent. They had no problem being handled. It took a couple days, though, before they were comfortable enough with allowing Mama to fully check them out. But once she was able to, Mama had discovered my shocking surprise because she realized HoneyBun Jr. was actually Miss HoneyBun Jr. See how much they love being together. Well, Mama unfortunately had to separate them and divide their mansion before she ended up with a problem. Of course, Mama would love to have a ton more rats, but it's just best she don't have to worrying about things getting out of hand, because rats can have like 20 babies at a time, then if those babies have babies and so on. Let's just say, things could very easily become out of control, so even though Mama, Miss HoneyBun and baby Gustavo didn't want it to have to be this way, they have to live separately, but it won't be forever as Mama will be getting baby Gustavo neutered so that they may live freely together again. Don't worry though, because even though they have to have their mansion split right now, they're still interacting with each other. Once they came to join our family and had their own ratty mansion, they had made their own spaces anyway. So Mama kept baby Gustavo on the upper level where he had made his own space, and Miss HoneyBun lives on the bottom level where I spent my final weeks. They still get to play together every day though. Mama supervises them to make sure they don't get us in trouble if they haven't already, that is. But Mama thinks she noticed in time. Baby Gustavo will get many benefits from being neutered once he's neutered. There are several illnesses he will be less likely to develop, unlike a couple of Mama's previous rats who were not neutered since it seemed unnecessary for them. Baby Gustavo is a little nervous to have to go to the vet and to be neutered, but he will do anything to be back with his bestie, so he's just looking forward to being able to share the entire mansion with Miss HoneyBun again. Mama knows I sent her these 2 cuties because I gave her many signs. First was the fact that Miss HoneyBun just magically was with baby Gustavo the day she got them. Then there's the fact that they both resemble me, though Miss HoneyBun more so, as she literally looks and even acts like me in countless ways. My family strongly believes in meant to base, and it was definitely meant to be for these 2 to join our family. Now Miss HoneyBun Jr. and baby Gustavo are Rex rats, which means they have more sensitive skin as their fur is a bit different than your typical rat. Their fur has little curls kind of, and their whiskers are even a bit curly. They were both marked to be Dumbo rats, which clearly baby Gustavo is, but we think Miss HoneyBun might be more fancy since her ears aren't as round, and we already know they had her sex marked wrong, so we think they were wrong about the Dumbo too. Baby Gustavo was thrilled to be out for his first play session with Mama and Miss HoneyBun. They kept it very simple for the first outing because Mama likes to allow new family members to have no distractions during their first getting to know each other playdates. So Mama allowed them to freely play together in their playpen, and she chimed in every so often so they could get more used to her human hands and smells. Mama has many possum adventures in store for them, so we hope you will stick around so that you can see more of our new friends here, get to know them, adventure with them, and watch them grow, which I think will be very exciting. I received a lot of love on social media during my life, and I just hope Miss HoneyBun and baby Gustavo receive a lot of social media love too. I hope that whenever I look down to check on my family that I see them receiving all the attention they deserve. My family just wants to show everyone how possum rodents truly are, and I think we do a great job at showing that, so I hope you do as well. Anyway, let me tell you more about the similarities I share with these two. You might already be aware that whenever my human mama would speak, I was always letting her know that I was listening. In fact, I would always come to the front of my mansion at the door and stare at her as I listened to every word she had to say. When I became a senior rat, I didn't always come to the door, but I always poked my head out of my hidey, and no matter what I was doing, I'd stop to give her my full attention. I was most definitely always an excellent listener. Well, Miss HoneyBun and baby Gustavo are also excellent listeners, and they too always show Mama that they are listening to everything she is saying. Miss HoneyBun more so, but baby Gustavo gives Mama his attention too. Miss HoneyBun, though, gives Mama her full attention all the time just as I would, and Miss HoneyBun even looks at Mama exactly the same as I always had. Her eyes look at Mama the same as mine, and Mama thinks a part of me might have even been reincarnated in Miss HoneyBun because she looks at her exactly the same way. Miss HoneyBun did an excellent job during her first handling session. She climbed up and down Mama's leg, she looked around the room while staying with Mama, and she even did hand-to-hand without any concerns. For the first few days being handled, Miss HoneyBun would often drop a few poos, which Mama says can be a nervous reaction. If I were stressed I would do this too, but Mama had seen this more with her previous rats Mr. Jingle and Jangle, as they would become stressed during nail trimmings, and would often have that nervous reaction. Mama always makes sure we are comfortable, and if we become stressed or nervous in any way, she will help us relax and assure us that we're okay. So it didn't take long for Miss HoneyBun to stop having that nervous reaction. Miss HoneyBun Jr. and baby Gustavo both were very good about their first handling sessions, and they were basically instant pros. They had a lot of fun during their first play sessions too. Their very first outing they had kept things super simple, and even though they still kept things simple for their second outing, they added a little bit to the fun by getting to check out my veggie burger hide. I was so excited to see them getting to enjoy my veggie burger hide. It's a lot of fun. And no worries, Mama cleans everything, so all of my stuff was cleaned before they took everything over for me. It took a little while for baby Gustavo and Miss HoneyBun to decide to go in the veggie burger hide, but eventually they went in, and they were glad they did. They haven't been introduced to many play activities just yet, but I think my veggie burger hide will remain in their top favorites list because they have a lot of fun with it, and since they're so young and have an easier time moving around, they can enjoy it in ways I wasn't able to. If Mama had found this veggie burger hide back when I had first come home with Ziggy and Skinner, oh man, we would have all had so much fun with it, and I'm positive we would have destroyed it very quickly. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, I have a weird laugh. Ha ha ha. Anyway, since I had only just gotten this veggie burger hide in my final days, I unfortunately didn't get to enjoy it for long, but as difficult of a time as I was having moving around, I loved climbing in this hide and hanging out in it, as well as enjoying treats in it. I'm really happy to see Miss HoneyBun and baby Gustavo having so much fun with it. They can climb in and out of it from the main entrance, but they can have a lot of fun climbing in and out of it from the top too. Just look at that face. If you aren't a rat lover and see these faces and still don't like rats, I swear you must be blind or something, because I cannot imagine anyone not loving these cuties. Just look at Miss HoneyBun Jr. She's gorgeous. Don't you think so? She's definitely going to bring so much joy to my family and hopefully to others as well. Aw, baby Gustavo. I wish I could physically play with these two right now. They're such cool rats, and I definitely think I would have been able to share my space with them because we have so much in common. Miss HoneyBun is super affectionate and friendly just like me. She always comes to see Mama, and she even climbs up the bars as she eagerly waits for Mama to open her door. I could never wait for Mama to open my door. Whenever Mama sticks her hands in to pick Miss HoneyBun up, she backs up a paw, then allows her to pick her up just the same as I always did. Only I made a tiny squeak every time right before Mama would touch me. We both equally love our lovey time though. Plus, Miss HoneyBun and I share a huge love for Cheerios. That's right, she already has declared Cheerios the best tasty snack. I'm glad I left a whole bunch of Cheerios for them to enjoy. They loved the new veggie flavor kind just as much as I did. I'm so glad I got to try them before I left the physical world because they're yummy and Cheerios are just so delicious and healthy too. Baby Gustavo is too cute and funny. The way he holds his treats and runs off with them is just adorable. I definitely know Mama is enjoying getting to know our new friends. And I really hope they find a lot of social media love because I think getting to adventure with them and watch them grow is going to be one RatTastic ride. Baby Gustavo and I share a lot of personality traits as well. For starters, we're both super loving. He too is set in his ways and enjoys his own space. Although, as you can tell, he very much enjoys company, which isn't something I ever enjoyed, but I am glad he does. He has made his own little spot in their Rattie mansion, which is where he mainly likes to be, and he very much enjoys rearranging the blankets to set his space up the way he wants it, which I always enjoy doing too. A donut treats, yummy and a favorite of mine. To honor me, Mama gave her new friends a donut treat for their first ever treat. They both enjoy their nightly donut treats, but since they're so tiny and the donuts are considered a bigger treat, they've only been getting them more like every other night because Mama has to keep them healthy, you know. Here's more of Miss HoneyBun being handled for the first time. She really did a fabulous job. She enjoyed lap time with Mama and was very intrigued by what our Hammy and Guinea friends were up to. Here's baby Gustavo getting weighed. He actually weighs the same amount as our biggest dwarf Hammy friend Star. Mama doesn't normally do a first-time checkup on new family members so soon, but remember how I was telling you about their nose concerns? Well, Mama had to give them some medicine for it, but she needed to know how much to give them, and since they are obviously so much tinier than I ever was, they obviously would require a lesser dose. Baby Gustavo and Miss HoneyBun did very well getting their checkups with Mama done. They even allowed her to check their teeth, which all look well, so that's really good. They weren't entirely happy about being asked to stay so still, because they just wanted to explore, but they did stay pretty still long enough to get the job done. Miss HoneyBun was a little bit more nervous than baby Gustavo, but she did an excellent job and Mama was able to check them both out fully without having to take many breaks, which she really was surprised by. Miss HoneyBun dropped a few poos during her checkup with Mama, but she wasn't nervous, and she shocked Mama when she became completely comfortable being held like this because Mama has never had a rat or other fur baby be so comfortable in this position for so long. Truly a magical moment, and actually this was the last time Miss HoneyBun dropped any poos while being handled. She very much enjoyed all the pets and love. And you can't tell me she's not super cute when you see her like this. She's definitely going to bring so much joy to everyone. And I know she looks forward to delighting everyone with her super cute and fun self. Miss HoneyBun hasn't been with us for that long yet, but she's already now a pro at being handled and allowing Mama to care for her as needed. Once Mama got their weights, she knew what size doses they would need of their medicine, so she started giving them their medication right away. So, they're now both familiar with syringes already too, which is great because shall they ever need any treatment from a syringe in the future it won't be as nerve-wracking. So for several days, twice a day, Miss HoneyBun Jr. and baby Gustavo both their medication, and they both did an excellent job with it. Mama says they did so well and just might have done better than anyone else she ever had to give medicine to. Thankfully, after receiving the medication for several days, all of their symptoms seem to have cleared up, so we're very happy about that. It's good to know that they won't be slowing down anytime soon. And remember when I said I brought these two together with Mama? Well, one reason why I knew these two had to go home with Mama was because had they not, they would have gone untreated for their health concerns, and had they gone untreated for any longer, many terrible things could have occurred. Or if someone else had taken them home, they might not have helped them, or they just might not have ever gotten a forever home because most people don't want to take home animals with problems. It would have been a tragedy though if these two went without help and never received a proper forever home, so I'm happy and proud to say I helped them receive the love and care they deserve. Mama didn't know about their alarming nose issues until after she had gotten them home and seen the excess porphyrin, as well as heard baby Gustavo's sneezes, but even if she had known before taking them home, she still would have taken them home. Mama never would refuse a fur baby a home over such a thing. In fact, had Mama been able to detect their nose troubles before bringing them home, That only would have given her even more reason and desire to bring them home because Mama could never allow a little one to be left without proper care like that. Mama always does whatever she can to help those in need. She could never walk away without helping. Sure, there are times when things are out of your control, but anytime Mama has the power to be helpful, she rolls with it and helps. So that's just one reason why I knew Mama needed these two fun-loving rats in her life. I definitely made the right decision too. Just look at how happy Miss HoneyBun and baby Gustavo are. They settled in very quickly and adjusted super quick too. They immediately picked up on our family's routines and schedules. Within their first 24 hours, they already knew what to expect and were expecting it. They know when it's breakfast time they should expect some AM carrots and a tasty multivitamin. They are their vitamins for the first few days, but now they're not as into eating all of their vitamins, but I hope they start eating it more because it's good for them. I had my days too when I didn't feel like eating all or any of my vitamin, but hopefully they will be eating theirs more often. Mama will always give it to them either way because she always hopes for the best. These two just have so much fun together at playtime every night. They love spending time together. Another thing Miss HoneyBun and I have in common is the fact that we both immediately potty trained ourselves. Though, I give her more credit because she is a little younger than I was and she never potties outside of her potty. Seriously, never. And baby Gustavo has declared the shorter shelf is hangout. And there's no room for a potty on that shelf since his cave is there. You know he is the fourth rat to own that cave. Miss HoneyBun enjoyed it very much before they were separated, but that cave was my favorite, and before me, Mr. Jingle and Jangle very much enjoyed it and it was definitely Mr. Jingle's favorite. Baby Gustavo greets Mama every time she enters the room. He's very sweet. He hasn't let Mama see him go down the ramps though. Only up, so Mama isn't totally sure how mobile he is once he gets himself back on the top short shelf, but she suspects he does move downstairs occasionally because she has found a few poos in the cozy corner on his lower level that she did not notice before watching him move to the top before leaving him for the night. So he must go down, but for some reason never lets Mama see him go down, and in fact he often looks like he's about to go down in front of her but then will seem to back out as if he's unsure about going down. They both absolutely love their cucumbers and they eat them the same way I used to, middle first. It's unfortunate, though, Mama can't give anyone cucumbers for a while because she just found out her state was included in a cucumber recall, and Mama don't play no games like that. So she threw away her stash of cucumbers and won't be buying any more until long after she hears the cucumbers mess has been resolved. Mama hopes the cucumbers in our garden come soon so everyone can have them again soon. Anyway, look how good baby Gustavo is doing with one of his very first handling sessions. He's such a good boy. He did so well doing hand-to-hand and running up and down Mama's leg. He didn't even try to escape the play area. He's seriously a good little boy. He absolutely loves receiving all the love and attention, which is great because Mama is going to give him so very much. He's such a tiny dude. Mama never had rats this small before, but she's very excited to be able to be a part of this special time of their lives. Mama says it's a real pleasure to be so lucky to have these special moments with her fur babies. She has always wished to have us all for as long as possible, and some of us didn't get to meet Mama until we were a little older, like my friends Ziggy and Skinner who were already a year old when we met Mama. So Mama had felt like her time with some of us was cut short, but luckily, she should get much more time with Miss HoneyBun and baby Gustavo. No matter how much time Mama has gotten with any of us, she's always considered her time with us to mean so much. She doesn't take life for granted in any way, so she always tries to make the most of her time with all of us. I am especially stoked to be able to watch over my family and see them having all kinds of fun this summer, as I know Mama has many awesome things planned for everyone this summer. Miss HoneyBun and baby Gustavo got to enjoy the tasty turkey sticks I left behind. They both very much enjoyed their turkey sticks, and they were both real funny about trying them the first time as they both gobbled up their turkey stick until they got about halfway through it. Then they left it alone for a while, and Mama thought they weren't going to finish it, but to her surprise, neither of them wasted a bite. Baby Gustavo and Miss HoneyBun both immediately got used to having the camera on them. They don't mind having their lives filmed and they are looking forward to making internet friends. I would like to ask, though, that everyone please be kind to our new ratty friends. They deserve to receive lots of love and respect. I'm very eager to see how everyone responds to them on all of our social media pages. Mama hadn't put baby Gustavo's Heidi up top yet at this point, as this was his first morning with our family, but he now has the cave up there, and Mama is going to put his potty in on the lower level to see if he'll use it. I think he will. Before they had to be separated, he had used Miss HoneyBun's potty a few times, and silly ratties, one of them or maybe both, had decided to taste test the litter. Thankfully Mama only uses paper litter, so they didn't need to worrying about it, and luckily it was a one-time taste test.
This turkey stick sure is yummy. I just love it, and it's so big it'll last me for like ever. Sorry, I didn't introduce myself. I'm just so excited about this special treat. Anyway, my name is Baby Gustavo, but you can call me Baby Gus or Gustavo for short. I may be a teeny tiny guy, but don't be fooled. I am one strong rat. Yum yum yummy. Now this is a special treat every rat needs to enjoy. Anyway, nice to meet you everyone, and I look forward to entertaining you as you get to witness my growth each week.
Baby Gustavo took hours to finally finish his turkey stick, but he finished it alright, and I'm so glad he enjoyed it, as did Miss HoneyBun Jr. They seemed to feel a strong sense of peace while eating their special treat, and I'd have felt like that when I got to enjoy them in my final days. They're really good, and Mama is vegetarian, so she doesn't like touching such items, but for her fur babies she will surely do anything, so she doesn't mind touching it for us. But she does appreciate how pulling these out of the jar is simple and easy and not messy. Question for you all: how big do you suspect baby Gustavo will get? Mama thinks he will end up being big like me because he has big paws. Do you agree? Leave a comment to tell baby Gustavo how much you think he will grow. Baby Gustavo is too cute and funny. He makes Mama smile so much with his adorableness. He's just such a friendly guy, always coming to see Mama and always ready to be loved. He enjoys investigating each piece of food before he makes a selection, and he has to eat some different food than I had because he is so young, so he requires baby rat food for now, as does Miss HoneyBun since she is very young as well. And no, their dishes are not overly filled and they both have small bowls. I bet when they are able to live together again, Miss HoneyBun will most likely declare this cave her own, or she will share it with baby Gustavo, but either way, this cave is hers. And I know she can't wait to get to use the cave hut again. Hopefully they won't have to live separately for too long. Mama made an immediate vet visit, which is scheduled for a few days from now, so hopefully next week they'll have some good news about that to share. All I know for certain is that when they can finally divide their ratty mansion, Mama will make sure they get to celebrate. In fact, I'm positive Mama will throw them a RatTastic party.
Hello, everyone. I am Miss HoneyBun Jr. I am named after the one and only possum, Mr. HoneyBun. I not only share many traits with Mr. HoneyBun, we also look a lot alike, which means I am super gorgeous and totally stunning as Mr. HoneyBun was too.
I cannot get over how yummy this treat is. I almost don't want to eat anything else.
Every moment we've shared so far with our new ratty friends has been truly magical and just so very special. You may view this and think nothing looks too exciting since Miss HoneyBun Jr. and baby Gustavo have only had small simple adventures so far, but no matter what we're doing or what's going on, we feel so blessed because we are together. Of course, I'm watching from above, but I'm still very much there with my family. They are just so much fun. I know Mama is having a lot of fun getting to know them and watching them being their super silly selves. When Mama needs more floor space for our hammy friends, she has to set up a smaller play area for Miss HoneyBun and baby Gustavo, and maybe it's because it's smaller, but Miss HoneyBun has discovered the fun of jumping out of the play area. She's never jumped out of the bigger playpen though, and when Mama put in more to keep them occupied, Miss HoneyBun stopped jumping out of the smaller playpen. We'll see if it'll last. I don't think she always jump out if there's enough in the playpen to keep them entertained though. I was always a good boy. I only ever escaped my play area a few times my entire life. My friends Ziggy and Skinner, though, were always jumping out. More so Ziggy. He would constantly jump out, and Mama had to put a topper on if she had to leave the room sometimes during like cleaning nights because cleaning night requires a lot of back and forth for Mama as she has to take dirty stuff to the bathroom, wash dishes and water bottles, and whatnot. Ziggy and Skinner were always close, and they did everything together, but baby Gustavo and Miss HoneyBun are always together as much as they can be for now, and it's funny because they are not siblings, and they have only known each other for a short while, but they seem to have just as strong of a bond as Ziggy and Skinner shared. I know they're quite young, but my oh my, these two are just incredibly playful. They have so much energy, and if they ever decide to be escape artists, I can imagine Mama having a difficult time catching them. I don't think they will ever do that though because they seem to listen very well, and you can't tell me animals don't understand human words because they do and I, as well as many others have proven this. For instance, there's the obvious way to prove that by calling your furry friend's name and watching them come when called. I always came when Mama would call my name. Miss HoneyBun and baby Gustavo come for Mama whenever she calls their names. They really are great rats. Baby Gustavo very much enjoyed the bed Mama gave him. He'd pop his head up and it was just so sweet. Miss HoneyBun and baby Gustavo are playing in their smaller play area here. Even though there's not as much space in this play area, they still very much enjoyed themselves, and they didn't seem to mind that it was less space. They just love wrestling. Baby Gustavo is funny to watch. He's so much smaller than Miss HoneyBun, so when they're playing together it's just often funny witnessing baby Gustavo trying to act like he's the same size as Miss HoneyBun Jr. So cute. Hopefully they don't get themselves in trouble because as nice as it would be to have a ton of rats running around, it's just not doable right now, but maybe one day. Whatever is meant to be, there will be. That's just a fact, and our family fully accepts meant to be's. Anyway, Miss HoneyBun and baby Gustavo are very much enjoying their new lives, and they can't wait to start sharing their adventures with you. They hope you will be kind and show them love. They will take over for me on our YouTube channel and do their best to stick to my old schedule of Wednesdays at 9 AM, and hopefully they won't have many more delays as I had been experiencing.
Work hard, everyone. Play harder, and stay golden.
Thank you for all the love and attention you ever showed me. I hope you will do the same times a zillion for Miss HoneyBun Jr. and baby Gustavo. This is Mr. HoneyBun signing off for the last time. Stay golden, everyone.